one big thing is, yes, everybody listen to Lucian and tune in. No, one big thing. So the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change is holding its 26th Conference of Parties gathering in Glasgow, starting October 31st, going for 2 weeks. Just noticed a BBC article that apparently got access to 32,000 submissions. So these were leaked submissions from government, corporations, and other entities to the COP, or the UN Convention on Climate Change. And the reason I thought this was interesting is you and I have talked about the global energy conversion and the things that need to be done, the pace at which would be ideal, the pace that might be possible. And I was struck by this article because typically we think about fossil fuels saying, hold your horses. But among this group, and I want to pull this up a little bit, among this, the complaints, submissions, instead 32,000, I said. But so, for example, Saudi Arabia, Japan, and Australia all concerned about the pace being called for. They'd like to slow it down. And you see some of that in the energy crunch we see now in natural gas and trying to make up the shortage in natural gas. You see coal plants coming back online, that sort of thing. Australia, India, it's basically saying coal is going to have to be part of our energy mix for some time to come. We need more time. Saudi, Argentina, Norway, all saying, look, let's make carbon capture and storage an accepted part of all the mitigating measures. And we've mentioned in the past, one of the interesting things coming out of the G20 in Riyadh was the G20 endorsement of a circular carbon economy, which was something that was important to Saudi Arabia. But then we get into even farther afield. Brazil and Argentina questioning findings about the greenhouse emissions from food. Of course, they're huge beef producers. Switzerland questioning whether developing countries need to foot the bill whether developed countries need to foot the bill for developing countries to meet these quotas. Eastern European countries and India all want more nuclear in the mix. And so the reason it struck me was just how difficult this is. And one of the nice things, and the first COP was in 1995, so this is a 26. I mean, we're not discussing any longer the fact of climate change or that something needs to be done. So that's progress. They're discussing, how to get there in a reasonable manner that's not massively disruptive and doesn't, completely obliterate developing economies and other economies. So it just struck me as how hard this is going to be. It's really critical that it be done, but it's a really complex proposition, and there's going to be 200 representatives there in Glasgow. It's going to be a real chore. I'm really glad it's moving along and that it's coming up. But it was informative to me to see some of these concerns expressed and have them submitted to the UN on this issue.